Hello, my darlings. I hope you're all doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. How are we all doing? Are we all prepared for Christmas yet? I'm not. Okay. I need to do so much rapping, and not like, you know, Kendrick Lamar rapping. That would be embarrassing. But I need to do gift wrapping, and I hate doing it. Okay, because I have these. I mean, I hated doing gift wrapping before I had claws, but now that I do have claws that are ridiculous, well, they're not even that long. They could be longer, but it just makes my life so much harder, and I hate doing it. I've been putting it off for so long, and I just want to know, am I alone with this, please? Like, does anyone else hate gift wrapping, or is anyone else like leaving it to the last minute because ugh. Anyway, that's enough about my trivial life struggles. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at tattoo artists talking about the type of tattoos that they don't like to do or will refuse to do. I recently made a video about a girl who got a pretty big forehead tattoo. She had one part at one point that looked pretty cool. That's like her kind of aesthetic, and then she had more added onto it, and it was an absolute disaster because the artist chose to do what they wanted to do, even though the girl was just like, no, I don't want this is what I want. One of the points that I made throughout that is, you know, as a tattoo artist, you kind of have to do what your client wants within reason. There's obviously exceptions, and if you don't want to do it, then just don't do it. Okay, don't just do whatever you feel like doing. And I fully respect and admire tattoo artists that stand their ground and say, no, I'm not doing this for whatever reason. And I feel like that should be a thing. Obviously, like I said in the video that I just mentioned, some tattoo artists will take on tattoos that they don't particularly want to do because at the end of the day, being a tattoo artist is a job, and not all tattoo artists have the luxury of being able to turn down clients and only taking on projects that they want to do because, you know, they have bills to pay. And, you know, like with every job, there's some things within jobs we don't like doing. You know, so I thought it'd be kind of interesting to take a look at some TikToks of tattoo artists talking about the kind of tattoos that they don't particularly like doing or will refuse to do. I thought that'd be kind of interesting to see what the consensus is. I feel like the majority of them will just say stuff like, I won't do racist tattoos or just hateful tattoos in general. I feel like most artists would say something like that, but I want to see if there's any, you know, little trivial things. I think like snakes and dragons is probably one of the most common ones. They are very fiddly to do, and there's a lot of intricate detail within those.
Is there any tattoos you would refuse to do?
I personally don't enjoy doing fine line work. I wouldn't do any tattoos that are discriminatory or have hate symbols. That's not cool. And any cultural appropriation that just doesn't fit with the client or a theme, it's just a no-go for me.
I feel like all of these are very, very reasonable for this tattoo artist to kind of refuse to do. You know, the fine line, obviously we all know with fine line tattoos that they don't particularly age well unless you have, you know, a lot of space or negative space in between the lines so the lines can, you know, expand or what have you. But a lot of fine line tattoos end up being like kind of micro and they never age well. And you as a tattoo client are basically a walking advertisement for tattoo artists because you're going to have people ask, you know, who did that tattoo? And if your tattoo aged badly and you say it was this artist and that person's like, oh yikes, definitely won't go to that artist, it's not good for the tattoo artist's reputation, is it? The cultural appropriation tattoos are also very, very interesting to me. I do see quite a few cultural appropriation tattoos from time to time, and it's nice to know that there's, you know, an artist out there that's like, nah, I'm not going to take part in any of that.
Three tattoos I refuse to do are hate symbols, anything like that. Dragons.
There we go.
I'm not a fan of like repetitive scales or anything like that. And partners' names.
Ooh, I forgot about the partner's name. That's pretty cool to say, hey, yeah, I'm not going to do a partner name tattoo because, like, it is seen as a bit of a curse within the tattoo industry. Like, there's a lot of instances where people will get, you know, their partner's name and they end up getting divorced or they end up breaking up or what have you. Sometimes people will rush into getting a partner name tattoo when they've only been together, you know, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. And like, to have someone else's name tattooed on you nowadays, it's kind of a bit icky, you know? Like, there may be a chance that that person may want to change their name down the line and you end up with their dead name tattooed on you forever, and it's all a bit of a hassle to like cover it up and change it. And then sometimes people won't respect the person with the dead name's wishes of you, you know, covering up. And you know, there's the whole argument of, well, it's their body, their choice. If they want that name tattooed on them, they're allowed to. But it's like, it's kind of disrespectful to those with the dead name, and it's all just, names are just a bit icky. I don't know if I would ever get a name tattooed on me, to be honest with you. I don't at this precise moment in time. I don't think. Hang on, I've got to really think about it. I've got too many tattoos. No, I don't think I do. No, I don't. I don't. I do have script tattoos, but I don't have a name tattoo. I have been tempted to get my Auntie Ina's signature tattooed on me. She has a very specific writing style. It basically looks like she writes with a ruler underneath her writing. It's very unique and it's very interesting. I've always loved her handwriting, and I just love the way she signs like Christmas cards and birthday cards, and I would love that signature written on me. I don't think she would ever want to change her name, but you never know. You never know. You know, like, she's in her 50s. She may change her mind. People do that all the time. You just don't know, you know? Or she might want to change her name for legal reasons. She might become an assassin. She might have to go on the run. She might have to go into witness protection, you know? You just don't know these things. So yeah, I always feel like it is better to get a image to represent someone in your life. You know, my Auntie Ina loves the TV show The Traitors. I'd have to get some kind of tattoo in relation to The Traitors. I love The Traitors too. Oh my god, it's such a good show.
What tattoos will you refuse to do?
Only bad tattoos, because I don't do bad tattoos.
Smooth.
I don't do hate symbols of any kind. No meanness.
Yeah, fair. Again, I feel like it is going to be a lot of I don't do hate symbols. I fully respect a tattoo artist that will stand their ground and be like, no, I refuse to take part in your horrible beliefs. That's definitely the type of tattoo artist I would be. I would just want to be a tattoo artist to create pretty things and meaningful things. I don't want to add to the mountain of hatred that's already in the world, you know? Like, yeah, all right, it's one little tattoo, but we don't need any more of that. I feel like the saying your body, your choice kind of excludes the hatred symbols, you know, like, because I feel like someone out there is probably going to call me a hypocrite because, you know, I always do say your body, your choice all the time, but when it comes to really horrible, mean, negative things, just like, have a day off. You don't need to be putting that on your body, you know?
And what has been one of the worst requests you've ever received, or like an odd request?
Oh my.
Oh, a stick figure pushing a lawnmower through a pubic region.
I've seen that as a tattoo before.
Somebody shaved a section of pubic hair and did a stick figure pushing a lawnmower through it.
One time I got asked to do a guy's name on a girl, and in the story of it, as she was telling me, it turns out that she was getting it to prove how much she loved him because that morning he had caught her cheating.
No!
So that was like the wild.
Yeah, I don't like doing anything that is... I'm a white person. I don't like doing things that are not within my culture or like my client's culture. So like native stuff is like not within my realm. Like,
I typically, it's not that I won't do them, but for like memorial tattoos, I like to give a little bit of space from the time that the event may have happened to doing the tattoo, just because I don't want people to be making a decision in a moment of grief or panic. So I typically... I'll do them. I just ask that people wait a little bit. And same with like anything like a scar cover up. It's not.
Oh, it cut off. Oh man. But yeah, all good points there. Especially the last person that said I won't do a memorial tattoo so soon after, you know, someone has passed or what have you. That I respect also, because we sometimes do make hasty decisions when we are grieving. And hey, I guess at the end of the day, this tattoo artist really can't say, you know, what you should and shouldn't do with your grief. But I kind of respect that decision a little bit, you know, just to be like, hey, just wait a moment, process things, come back when you're feeling maybe a little bit better. And most people will probably still choose to do the tattoo, or, you know, screw it, they'll probably go to another tattoo artist or whatever. But I fully respect what that tattoo artist is saying. Also, the tattoo artist that was like, I'm white, like, I'm not going to be doing you know, your native tattoos, especially on those that aren't native, you know, that's a really icky thing to do. If you have absolutely no native background whatsoever, you should just not be getting a Native American tattoo or a Native American style portrait or what have you. Like that's pretty icky. I feel like that's something that really needs to stop. You know, there's still people out there that's doing it. And also a little bit of life advice from your Auntie Lauren over here, okay? Don't be getting tattoos to show someone how much you love them. That is the absolute wrong decision. Okay, you should only do it for you because you want it, okay? Not to prove your love to someone, whether that is because you have cheated on someone or you just want to show your significant other how much you love them. You shouldn't be telling people you love them through a tattoo. You should get it because you want it to symbolize that person in your life and how much they mean to you. Okay, don't ever get tattooed for other people. It's a recipe for disaster.
I'm a fine line tattoo artist, and here are 5 placements that I do not do. Number 1, the side of fingers. Right here or right here. In my experience, they either blow out or they fade. They just never really heal very pretty, so I do not recommend them. Number 2, the palm sides of hands and the undersides of feet. Same thing, this fades way too fast or it blows out. It just doesn't heal well, trust me. Number 3, the rib. I am only a year and a half into my career in this industry, so that is just based on what I am comfortable and confident with. The rib stretches from under your breast all the way around to the back. So if you touch any area, and even down here, and it's your rib, I do not do that area. Number 4, the face. With the exception of the ear, but right here, I don't want to tattoo it, and that includes inside the mouth. And number 5, anywhere it will cause me to touch inappropriately. So if you were to wear just a little triangle bikini under there, I do not tattoo. I will tattoo, obviously, like close by, close to the hip, that area, but I will not go below. Every artist will have their different preferences and what they like to tattoo, what they won't tattoo. These are just mine, and I hope this video helped.
That, again, all very understandable. And I like, honestly, that tattoo artists are setting boundaries for themselves. That's really cool to me, and I feel like that's something that, you know, they should be allowed to do. They shouldn't have to put themselves in uncomfortable situations just to, you know, make some money or what have you. Like, if they can say no and set boundaries, that's really, really freaking cool. And I'm so here for it. One thing I will disagree with, as you probably could tell, is the whole palm situation. But it does take a special kind of artist to be able to do a decent palm tattoo. There's honestly, truly not many tattoo artists out there that can do it. There's hardly any, because it does take a special technique. You're working with a part of the body that is constantly going through wear and tear, and to get ink to stay in there, it's tough. And my palm tattoo has only had 1 pass. There has been no touch-ups. It does need a little touch-up in the teeth area. I've mentioned that before, but this kind of area does need a touch-up. I'm just not brave enough to do that right now because it hurts so bad. But yeah, my palm tattoo is 2.5 years old now. Is it really 2.5 years old now? Fuck, it is. It's like 2.5 years old now. And it's still there. You can still see it. You know, it's still, you know, very readable and what have you. I love it so, so much. And I definitely would get the other one as well. I'm just not brave enough right now. But yeah, I fully respect artists refusing to do palm tattoos. I just wish they wouldn't say, you know, all palm tattoos fall out and look awful, because that's not the case. You know, let's stop with that misinformation. You can say that a lot of tattoo artists can't make them look good, but as a whole, not all of them end up looking like garbage, you know? I mean, again, I'm in, I guess, early days in the grand scheme of things, because I'll have this tattoo for the rest of my life. You know, come back to me in 20 years time and then see what it looks like then. But, you know, 2.5 years in, it's looking okay.
Not to rile anyone up, but as a tattoo artist, these are the photos that people send me that make me want to physically roll my eyes.
Oh no.
But I don't, because I'm very demure, very cutesy. Teeny tiny unrealistic lettering. I know it's cute, but it is not good for longevity, that it's going to turn into a blur. I have been sent this photo so many times, and people don't realize that it's AI. AI photo.
No.
Ugh. This one's mainly for my fine line girlies. Upside down tattoos. Upside down tattoo placement specifically. I know. It's for you. I know. and I'll still do it. But the side of the finger, these heal like absolute garbage. This last one comes with a funny story. Any like animal to human morph.
So bad.
One of my coworkers had a client request a lion portrait, but she wanted the lion to have her human nose on it. I completely understand that the normal human who doesn't do tattoos wouldn't understand why these would be like eye-rolling to a tattoo artist. And I usually try to explain to people and push them in the best direction as possible, but just for future reference, those are the ones.
So some of them I can understand. The fine line script, totally understand that. The AI photo, oh my gosh, I bet tattoo artists are seeing a huge increase of people delivering AI related tattoo art work or whatever you want to call it, and being like, hey, can you do something like this, or hey, can you do this exact same tattoo? And that is probably infuriating because AI art tattoos normally are so unrealistic. You wouldn't be able to have that type of tattoo in real life. It just will not work because there's too much detail in such a small area, or you're asking for a ton of white over black and expecting that white to be bright white is just never going to happen. The one thing I will disagree with is the placement situation, like the upside down tattoo. Like, sometimes it bothers me, sometimes it doesn't. Change my opinions on upside down tattoos all the time. I think it just depends on what the tattoo is, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like if you had, you know, what I would normally have on my traditional arm upside down facing you, then I'd be a bit like, okay, bold choice. I mean, to be honest, I can't say shit because technically my rose hand tattoos are upside down. You would normally have them facing the opposite way, but these are like upside down. So I can't actually say anything, to be honest with you. But like, I feel like the small little personal tattoos, like a little bit of script here or, you know, a little image here and it's upside down, it's really like not that deep. To me personally, I know that goes against a lot of tattoo artists' views and opinions, but like, it's really not that deep. But some tattoos probably do look a bit stupid the wrong way round. But some don't. I don't know. Do my roses look stupid this way up? Because like when I'm like this, it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. You can see it's a rose. But I guess when my hand is down, does it look stupid? I've never even really thought about it. I personally like it. But then again, a rose could be hanging upside down. You know, if it's broken off its branch a little bit, it could be flopping down. So I guess it works technically, you know. It's not something you probably haven't seen before. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on upside down tattoos. Does it bother you? Is it something we need to be annoyed at? Let me know. It's a hot topic. It always has been.
Okay. Snap, I'm shaking the camera. This is a list of tattoos that I don't do as a Christian tattoo
This is interesting.
This is not going to be in any particular order. This is just whatever order they come to mind in. So don't think that I'm like listing them from the ones that I disagree with the most or anything like that. Number one, I got to go with zodiac signs. They're like so popular and they've been popular for years. We don't do that over here. We don't believe that the stars and dates give us our personalities. Therefore, I will not be tattooing it on you. Number two. Playing off of zodiac signs, I'm gonna go with angel numbers, because in the 66 books, tell me what angel it came from. I'll wait. And that stuff ties into like spirit guides and all of that garbage. The only spirit that we need guiding us is the Holy Spirit. Number three, all of like the new age stuff. I've seen people do like the evil eye, the hand. I don't remember what it's called. I want to call it a mandala, but I don't think that's correct. I think that's like a pattern, not necessarily the hand. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. The little hand and the eye be with it and stuff, like single eye stuff like that too. Not doing it. Number four, I think that's what we on now. Number four, yeah, 4 is pretty much standard in most tattoo shops. It's going to be anything like vulgar or offensive. So that would also include anything racist or anything, you know, like profanity, nudity, stuff like that. Anything that if you walk into a job interview, your employer is probably going to deny you. Number 5. This one is more so about placement rather than the subject of the tattoo. I'm not tattooing you. You're not going to tattoo your little man or your little girl. I'm not doing it. One, I don't want to see it. I don't want to touch it. Why do you want it? And if you got one, okay, that's between you and your maker. But I don't need to be involved in that. Not, no, not doing like intimate areas. No, thank you. Also, for those of you who somehow still don't know, I'm married. I've been married for a while now. It'll be 5 years in May. I got 2 kids, two of them things. All right. My wife is not comfortable with me doing tattoos in certain placements. So if she's not cool with it, then I'm not cool with it. Don't really matter what I think. Also, y'all don't know this, but my wife is pretty much like my advisor, so to speak, when it comes to tattoos. Before I put out a design, before I tattoo a design on somebody, my wife sees the design. She knows where it's going. She knows who it's for. And she approves it. Well, she may not necessarily agree with y'all's choices, but she's like, yeah, cool, tattoo it. Also, my wife checks on my videos before I upload them. She be seeing y'all. That's all I can think of for right now. And I'm losing daylight. But if I think of more stuff, which I probably will, I'll make another video. So there might be a part 2 or 3 or 4 to this. Who knows? We'll see. Y'all be safe out here in these streets, in these tattoo streets, and get out the streets if you can. I'm sorry, that's enough.
I have a lot of thoughts about this whole thing. It was actually very, very interesting because I personally, from my knowledge, I don't know. I don't particularly ask, are you religious to every tattoo artist I've ever been to. I don't know if I've ever asked anyone, are they religious, to be honest with you? Because it's just, I'm not religious myself. I never have been. It's just not for me, it's just, yeah. I am probably this man's worst nightmare, to be honest with you, because I'm very much a star sign kind of girly. Okay, I fully believe I am a true Capricorn. Yeah, I fully believe in star signs and all of that. I don't know, I just find that type of thing interesting, and every time I come across someone and they say their star sign, I'm like, oh yeah, that really does fit. My boyfriend's a Sagittarius. Oh my god, he is a true Sagittarius. And my best friend's a Capricorn as well. She is a true Capricorn. It's insane. And my sister's a Virgo. She is a Virgo. But anyway, again, at the end of the day, if he has the luxury to just, do what tattoos suit him and, match up to his beliefs, that's fine. That is completely okay. The one thing I do question is the whole wife situation. The whole, my wife wouldn't want me tattooing people's, private areas. So I guess, I won't do it. It wasn't I won't do it because I don't want to do it. It was I don't want to do it because my wife doesn't want me to do it. And because she doesn't want me to do it, then I guess, all right, I don't want to do it too.
My wife is not comfortable with me doing tattoos in certain placements. So if she's not cool with it, then I'm not cool with it.
I clocked that straight away. You ain't fooling me, all right, mister? Oh, my wife doesn't want me doing it. You're telling on yourself. And the whole, my wife approves everything that I do. I don't know. I find relationships and marriages like that so fascinating because it's not something I live or have ever wanted for myself, to have approval from my other half. To me, I see my other half, my boyfriend, as my best friend, the person that I get to hang out with and chill out with, not someone that I go to for approval of everything. I don't ever go to him for anything like that. I never oh, can I do this or can I do that, or do you think this is going to be okay? I don't know, that's maybe just not the way we are. It's just not who we are. I don't go to him and say, oh, I'm making this video today and this, can you watch it and can you approve of it? It's not for me. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just weird to me, I don't know.
So most tattoo artists will find a nicer way to deter you away from red ink, but I will be the one that'll tell you right here, a part of our soul dies every time a client says they want it in red ink. God, we hate it so much. I'm not talking filling in, I'm talking an outline in red ink or any color at all. Please just get black. Please just get black. Please. I'll put it in there. But I can tell you it won't stay. I will do my best. My color tattoos stay pretty okay. But you are almost 80% of the time gonna need a touch up with colored outlines. And if there's someone that wants to leave a comment saying, well, my red ink tattoo, okay, yours did. But I'm trying to deter most people whose won't hold up well. You ever notice that when you see red tattoos in real life, like ones that are done completely in red ink and they're just a red outline, that they always look choppy, that they always look like a scar half drawn on, that they always look like they need a touch up? That's why. Maybe not 80. But if you really want color, put it in the black outline. Like, fill it in red, if anything. Or if you're really set on it, please be ready to get a million touch-ups on it. Don't be surprised when it falls right out, because for some reason that is just what our skin does. Some people's skin takes it great. My skin takes it pretty well because I'm so pale, but most people aren't so pale. So you're pretty much just betting on your money at that point, and you should just be smarter with it and get black ink. If you're really, really set on it, you're probably going to have to accept that you're going to get a touch-up, or you can walk around with it like so.
That's in your inner finger.
Half in there and looking kind of crazy. So, my recommendation is that if your heart is really in it, I guess, get it. But just don't be mad when it falls out. Most of the time. Much love, though, because most people don't know that, because why would you? So, it's no shame if you do it. I would just say I highly recommend getting black if you want your money's worth.
So I've never, ever seen a tattoo artist talk about this, ever. I watch a lot of, tattoo content, especially throughout my tattoo TikTok series. I've been tattooed a lot. I've spoken to a lot of tattoo artists within my life. I've never once, ever heard one say, no, don't get, a script tattoo in red ink, or don't get a, basic outline tattoo of an image in red ink because of this and this and this. This is like all new news to me, honestly. And I don't know if this person is just saying these things just to say these things, or it is actually true. I don't know, but like, to use your inner finger tattoo as an example of how red ink doesn't hold up is so stupid. Because inner finger tattoos here, the staying power of them is pretty bad, okay? Like, you have to find an artist that knows what they're doing when it comes to inner finger tattoos, all right? So yeah, if you're gonna get inner finger tattoo in anything that isn't black, and even with black, it's a recipe for disaster. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I have red ink in a lot of my tattoos. The only problem I have with red ink personally is it seems to take a little bit longer to heal than any other color, and I feel like red ink gets a little bit more drier for me during the healing stage. That's about it. I know I'm not allergic to it. Touch wood, I never develop an allergy to red ink because red is my favorite color. But yeah, I have red in here and it healed up pretty nicely. There is a tiny bit that did kind of fall out, but I have a rose tattoo that's just here. I would, take off my jacket to show you, but I'm literally wearing nothing but this jacket. I'm not about to flash a titty here, okay? But yeah, I have a red rose that's healed up very, very nicely. I also have a gigantic red rose knee tattoo that's healed up beautifully. Like, it is so gorgeously saturated. And of course, all of these are done through a shader needle, so it's no like fine line or single needles or anything like that. It's all been, drilled into my skin. So there's obviously a difference with application there. But yeah, I feel like with a lot of simple, line work tattoos, you sometimes just do need a touch up anyway, whether it's in black or red, white, pink, green. I don't know. That's an interesting one though. She could very much be right, and I'm just very, very ignorant to it all. But that is the first time I've ever seen someone mention that before, Yeah, I've seen people talk about, don't get white ink tattoos, but red, that's an interesting one.
What's something that would make you say no to doing a tattoo?
Replacement?
No. What is something that would make you say no to doing a tattoo?
Be underage.
Yes, good answer.
16.
If it's
That's
their
fair.
first tattoo and they want it on their hands or their face or their neck.
That again, I love that. I love seeing a tattoo artist say, I won't tattoo first tattoos on hand, neck and face, which is a pretty old school mentality to have. And some people are very much like, what is with that? Let's drop that. If people want their first tattoo on their hands or neck or face, it's their body, their choice. If they want to make that decision, let them. You shouldn't police that. But I'm still very much in the old school mentality of you probably shouldn't have your first ever tattoo, you know, in a visible placement because you've never had a tattoo before. You don't know how to look after a tattoo. You've never healed a tattoo before. Imagine if you royally fuck up the healing process and it's on a very visible placement and you end up with a ton of scarring, a ton of fallout. You have to keep going for touch-ups. It's just like, you don't want that in a visible placement, you know? Like, you're better off sticking with, you know, easier places to heal that aren't so visible for your first tattoo. That's one reason, and that's always normally my first reason. Another one is, you know, like getting your first tattoo on a visible placement. You may not like the whole looking tattooed aesthetic for yourself, you know, like imagine taking that risk. It's a big risk, and you end up looking at the tattoo that's on your hand, neck or face and you're just like, ew, I don't like this look for me. And there's also the whole job aspect as well. Of course, a lot of industries are a lot more accepting of tattoos nowadays, but some aren't still. So I'm glad a tattoo artist or a lot of tattoo artists are out there being like, hey, let's not do that, you know?
As an artist, have you ever refused to do a tattoo because it conflicted with your personal beliefs or artistic standards?
I have one in particular story that like I'll just never forget, and it's probably the only thing that I really ever denied. A guy came in my studio and he said, I'm thinking about praying hands. You know, it's a very common tattoo. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know. And then he was like, yeah, you know, I just damn bad on my luck. So in the praying hands, I want bullet holes, and I wanted to say, God, thanks for nothing. And I was
what?
I said, I don't know what you got going on, but I don't want to be a part of it.
I know that's right. Oh my God.
So yeah, so I was like, you know, I just.
He wanted praying hands with. Oh my goodness.
It was crazy. I'll just never forget it, and that's probably like
and
one
we
of the
ain't gonna
only
never
times.
forget it, nor you. Y'all check out Ryan Piper.
Oh my days, that's an interesting one. That's very, very interesting. It's creative, but oh boy. It's not the worst idea I've heard, I don't think. I don't know. God, thanks for nothing. Jeez. I mean, I'm sure we've all felt like that at some point in our lives, right? Like, oh, thanks for that.
What tattoo do you hate doing?
Free tattoos on people I don't love. And those Palo on bear cats. Those things are
What? That is so oddly
lip
specific.
tattoos. You're not funny, bro.
Do people actually still get inner lip tattoos? That is a type of tattoo I've never really been tempted to do. You know, like, I don't know. I've just never fancied it myself, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I just, like, if people ask me, you know, if you have an inner lip tattoo, I don't think I'd fancy, like, pulling down my mouth all the freaking time. You know, like, I don't, exposing my mouth, like, no, I can't be asked for that. Let me know if you do yourself have a lip tattoo, and, like, when did you get it? Like, I'm very interested to know if people still get the inner lip tattoo, because there was a big increase of them. God, I don't know how many years ago it was. Was it, like, 10 years ago? It was a long time ago. And also the tattoo artist that was like, I'm not doing this animal. That was so oddly specific for that exact animal. Like, I've never seen a tattoo artist saying, yeah, I'll never do this creature before. Like, snakes and dragons, like I've said, seen that plenty of times. But that one, that little cutie patootie, how dare you? How dare you?
Bro, I could not tattoo this girl. It fucking ridiculous. This girl booked with me a while ago. And if you booked with me through email, which everybody does, you know a family member does my emails. I'm not going to say which one does it. I'm assuming this girl knew that because when she was emailing me, you're supposed to specify where the tattoo goes, the location of the tattoo. There's a whole section that says it. She did say what she wanted to get. She wanted to get a fine line butterfly because I love doing those. Really. You know, pretty common girly tattoo, something that, you know, most women have. So she comes and gets the tattoo, and when she's here, she fills out all the paperwork. If you don't know on the paperwork, on the back of the consent form, you answer all the questions again, so I have record of it, and she still didn't put the fucking location. So I asked, hey, do you want to do a video? Because she found me off TikTok. And she's like, nah, I'd rather not. You know, some people do say no, so I'm just like, all right, fuck it, whatever, cool. I wasn't entirely sure why she didn't want to do the video, because a lot of people that find me off TikTok, they love being in the videos, and it's a lot of fun actually making videos. I showed her the design. She absolutely loved it. I print out the stencil. I'm like, all right. Where's it going? She like kind of stood there like one of those like, she asked where the bathroom was, I showed her where the bathroom was. She went in there, she was in there for a little bit. So I'm assuming she's changing. If you get a tattoo somewhere and you come in with pants or you're not dressed appropriately, you change. 5 minutes later, she walks out, no pants, zero, nothing on. As a tattoo artist, what the fuck are you doing?
You just would never catch me walking out in a tattoo studio with me biff out. With my biff out! No, I am not. I don't understand it. I really don't understand. Especially as she didn't give the tattoo artist any warning. She just walks out with her freaking crotch out. I just don't understand it personally. I don't know. Like, I don't understand. The thing is, for me, like, I get tattooed for myself. But I also don't want any tattoos in that area because, like, well, who's gonna fucking see it? You know? Like, what's the point? Oh, God, I don't know. Your body, your choice. If you want your biff tattooed, go ahead and do it. And if you're running out of space, then I guess sometimes the biff is the only option if you want that tattoo therapy.
So what tattoo have you refused from doing?
I would say anything that's gonna like ruin their life. Something where they're not gonna be able to get a job and stuff like that, you know, that'll impede on their future financial situation. I would kind of like steer away from that. Or something when they're an old man, they're gonna constantly be like regretting and thinking about, you know, having to tell their grandkids they got that tattoo of a penis on them that they just, you know, kind of have to show their family constantly. So
I respect that as well so much. Again, I know there's going to be people that it's just like, well, it's their body, their choice. If they want a dumb penis tattoo on them, then let them have it, you know? But I feel like if you're a tattoo artist that has the luxury of being able to turn down tattoo clients, or, you know, you have that inkling to be like, hey, like, do you really want to do this? Because this could really affect your life and your future. I kind of admire that also. There's like it's like a double-edged sword, you know? Again, I'm very much your body, your choice, but I'm also like, be careful with your choice.
What's a tattoo that you'd never tattoo?
I don't like to do tribal. Tribal is and then ask me what tribe it is, and I go, huh? So yeah, no, Polynesian, yeah, tribal.
Roses or angel numbers?
Not the roses!
Anything racist.
Understandable.
A nasty sign
Yes.
or anything offensive.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Anything demonic, because I don't want the juju on me.
Don't want the juju on me. That's funny. The roses, though. Girl. I mean, I think they are pretty hard to do. I mean, again, not a tattoo artist, not an artist by any means, so I don't know. I've never attempted to draw a rose as such, so yeah. But that's a very strange one to me personally, because roses are a very, very popular image throughout tattoos, you know, throughout the history of tattoos. For Westerners anyway, obviously there's different types of tattoos like culture, native and what have you. Roses aren't a part of that. But I guess the same can be said for snake tattoos. Snakes are very, very popular, and there's a lot of tattoo artists out there that don't do them or don't like doing them.
What is one tattoo you never want to do again?
Monarch butterflies.
Oh.
What is one tattoo you never want to do again?
Oh.
Infinity symbol.
Oh no.
Because it sucks. And it's an 8. A lazy 8.
Oh, stop
What
it.
is a tattoo that you do not want to have to do?
Matching couples tattoos.
Oh, okay, fair.
What is one tattoo you never want to do again?
Dude, if my client sees this, I'm so sorry. But if I have to ever do geometric again,
Oh, no, I
it's
don't
my
think-
13th reason to die.
If you had a choice what not to tattoo, what would you never want to do again? Or tricks?
Oh, understandable.
What is one tattoo
Oh,
you never
God.
want to tattoo again? Bouquet of flowers.
Oh,
What is
oh.
one tattoo that you never want to do again?
One tattoo I never want to do again.
Mm.
A rose on the top of the hand.
No! Oh, not the roses. People are coming for the roses today. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, some of those are very, very understandable, especially portraits. Oh God, I don't think I could ever have it in me to do a portrait tattoo. Could you imagine? Like, especially realism, like all the detail, and if you get one little feature off, it's gonna look off completely. Like, portraits are probably some of the most hardest things a tattoo artist could ever do, along with the geometric, like all of those lines and making sure everything is like even and symmetrical. Oh God, like I think about it often of like, what type of tattoo artist would I be if I was a tattoo artist? Like, what style would I do? And honestly, I think I would just do traditional, or like cutesy traditional, or I do like gothic realism. but that would probably involve a lot of portraits, you know? Oh gosh. But yeah, I don't know. I probably would just stick with the traditional because I do love bold and colourful, or, you know, black work traditional is gorgeous to me as well. So yeah, I'd probably do that. And it might, I don't even want to say it would be easier, but I feel like it would be easier for me personally instead of doing loads of little details. That would just drive me insane. There's obviously a lot of hard things within traditional that artists do, you know, solid, clean line work, making sure things are saturated, making sure images make sense, and yeah, it's a lot of hard work. So all of that was pretty interesting to me. It's nice to see that there are tattoo artists that are setting boundaries out there and won't just do anything for the sake of doing everything or for the sake of money. You know, there are artists out there that actually really do care about their clients, and it's really nice to see, especially as I cover a lot of stories about tattoo artists just being horrible to their clients, just not listening to them or just acting a fool. It's a lot, you know, so it's nice to see a little bit of niceness within the tattoo industry, you know. Okay, it's very nice. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I just want to say thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little while. I truly do appreciate you all so much, like in ways I'll never be able to explain. And yeah, I'm just grateful for you all, and that's it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go now. Stay safe, stay well, and until my next video, bye.